Now you might be wondering, what is Scar thankful for this year? Well, you knew it. Welcome friends, Lasseter here, and it's time for the vlog. So, Thanksgiving vlog. At the end I will tell you all I'm thankful for you, because of course I am, I love you guys. Okay, so, first up, channel. So, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, of course, we can still doing that. I didn't know Batman had its episode 3 and 4 coming out. The 3 is already out. I didn't know. So the LP for that will come up eventually in December. I didn't know. Like, there were ads for episode 2. I didn't see any ads for episode 3, so... That was a weird face I made. But, yeah. So we'll get on to that eventually. Hearthstone in December as well with Gadget Zan. There should be Karazhan episodes coming out eventually. There's a couple one-shots coming up. We have Deputy Dangle just came out. We had the one-shot for Shattered came out. Review for Owlboy will be coming out, and then there's going to be another one-shot, which some of you saw because I recorded it during stream, so that'll be coming out eventually as well. I figure after Dragon Ball Xenoverse and after, Gadget Zan and after, what's the other thing? After Batman, I'm going to probably just do a crap ton of one-shots, because we actually have like 50 or 100 games worth covering that I have not covered, and I'd love to cover those, and I don't really see anything on the horizon worth LPing anyway. I think we're going to not do a YouTube LP of Dishonored, we'll do a stream LP of Dishonored too. I just haven't decided when. Probably in December is when I'll do it. Speaking of streams, Saturday nights will be Overwatch Arcade, that way we can earn those loot boxes. Figure will be a place for viewers to come in and play as well. Like, I'm kind of good at the game, right? So, with me and my viewers are pretty rock solid. We only lost one match last week, so we can get those things pretty quick, I feel, as long as we're playing solid. And then Sunday night, I haven't decided what it will be. Maybe it'll be Cave Story, maybe it'll be Senran, whatever it's called. Senran, whatever it's called, is the Boob Ninja game. So, I don't know what it is with my viewers and wanting me to play just, scantily clad girl games and just big-breasted girl games, but apparently my viewers want me to have a boner. Yeah, let's see what else is there. More streams in the future with Dishonored 2, of course, for that LP. I really want to do more collabs. I haven't done as much. We'll see more collabs, most likely. In January, I'll probably push really hard for collabs again. Like, what really got me down was our internet connection. The fact our internet's just weaker now makes me really sad, so I've just not been streaming as much as I'd like, because I'm just unhappy with the quality now. But it is what it is, and we gotta push forward, because we still gotta be entertaining and fun. Another thing is, apologies, I've not done voice practice yet. I gotta release last week's voice practice. I need to do this last month's voice practice. I need to do this month's voice practice. I don't remember what last month's voice practice is right now. And Loot Crate, I don't know where my Loot Crate is. I haven't seen any emails or anything. I ordered November, so I gotta call them or something and figure out what the hell's going on there. Other thing is... Words. Oh my god, what is the other thing I'm trying to remember? Oh, what the topic is going to be for this voice practice is going to be FF9 voices. FF9 does not have voices in that game, not like FF10, so it's not voice acted, so I had to voice act the whole thing. This will be great voice acting practice, and I have not decided, like, I have to figure out what the voice is going to be, and that's what this is going to be, just me practicing, trying to figure out what these voices are going to be. So, what is Zidane's voice going to be? What is his buddy's voice is going to be? What is Vivi's voice going to be? Vivi's freaking depressing, so I'm curious about that one. What is Garnet's voice going to be? Because that's the only girl I hope that I have to voice. There's other girls, of course, so that's going to be fun trying to figure that out. Steiner, of course, is going to be Reinhardt. That's the only one that is solidified. Like, Steiner! I gotta work on that, but... Oh, I have a sword. I'm a guard, I think. I'm a thing. I protect Garnet. That's all I know. But yeah, I gotta work on my Reinhardt for Steiner for sure. Everyone else, I have no idea. Maybe Spoopy for Vivi, I don't know. But, it should be a lot of fun. FF10 should be done in December. I'm at the Jekt fight. I think there's one more after him because of you, Yevon. So we're at the end almost. So almost done with that. That'll be done. So then in the new year, it'll be FF9. That's what's going to happen there. Anything else with the channel? I don't think so. The only other thing personally for channel is I'm going to be taking acting classes in the spring so that it should improve me as an entertainer. Unless I get a job. Then of course I don't have time to do acting classes because the acting classes at like 2 in the afternoon. So obviously, a job doesn't let you have a class at 2 in the afternoon, so we'll see about that. But that is tentatively what I'm going to try to do is get these acting classes, and they're in the 2 in the afternoon, because that's the optimal time to act, I guess? I don't know, but that's when the acting is. So, quick insert before, because I forgot, I'll be in Vegas from the 1st to the 5th, which is why I've been working ahead on everything so much. So, won't be any streams next week, and yeah, that's where I'll be. So yeah, insert over. Now is the part where I get in trouble, and that is I've seen Moana twice in the last 3 days, and I might see it again. Moana is so damn good. I really like that movie. It's very good. There were 3 animated movies this year. 4 animated? 5 animated? How many animated movies there were? I have not seen Kubo yet, which is my mistake. I have not seen Kubo. That is bad on me. I need to see it. I know there was the Trolls movie. I have not seen that one. Sing's coming out. I kind of want to see Sing for sure. There were a couple other movies that I saw this year. I can't remember. But Zootopia for me was the number 1. But Moana is so close. I don't know if Moana beats it or is tied or what. Moana was so good. I will tell you this. Moana for me is where I'm going to get in trouble. Is better than Frozen. I have problems with Frozen. I have some problems with Frozen. Moana only had like a stumbling point for a minute for me. It was a solid movie. A very good movie. Really enjoyed it. Look, Anna and Elsa are nice and all, but I wouldn't want them to be role models for my daughter. Moana, I want her to be a role model. That Moana is awesome. I like Anna. I really like Anna. But I would take Moana over Anna. There's more of Anna than Anna. There you go. Right there. Yeah. More for Anna. There you go. It made no sense what I just said. Okay, so that's where I'll probably get in trouble with you guys. Right there is some people. Frozen, best music, of course, with Let It Go and Build a Snowman. But Moana's got some strong songs too. I'd say they rival. I don't think they were better, but I say they would rival those songs for sure, because those were just amazing songs. Let It Go and Build a Snowman. For Moana, it is I Am Moana is amazing. How Far I'll Go is amazing. We Know the Way is amazing. Where I Am is, I like it Where I Am. Shine is for me, Shine, like I said this in the review, Shine is just like Fixer Upper for Frozen. Like, this is the weak song for each movie. And just good movie. It's just good. Oh, You're Welcome is addictive as hell in the head. Like, it's stuck in my head so many times. There's so many good songs in Moana. You gotta see this movie. You just gotta. You just gotta. My dad wanted to see Hacksaw Ridge, but because the times didn't line up with us, he watched Moana with us, and he was laughing at points. He's not the kind of guy who does that. So there's stuff for the older generation in here. Come on. It's a good movie. Go see the movie. And just blown away by just the number of movies that came out this year that have been strong from Disney. Just, let's see here. So you got Zootopia, was earlier in the year. Jungle Book was amazing. If you liked Alice Through the Looking Glass, there you go. We didn't really care for that one. Pete's Dragon, same thing. BFG. Finding Dory, of course. A lot of money made there. Now we got Moana. Then you have Civil War. Then you have Doctor Strange. Disney has had a very strong year. And of course, Rogue One is still to come out this year. So Disney is making bank. And I need to talk about John Lasseter. I feel like this is something we're talking about because this is someone who kept at it, but he's also a very talented man, and that is John Lasseter. John Lasseter, his dream was to work for Disney Animation. That was his dream. He went to school, did really good. He made this amazing short called Something in the Lamp. I can't remember what it's called right now. And that got him in against 10,000 portfolios to get into Disney Animation. And he was there for only 5 years. There he saw some of the early stuff for like CG, like 3D animation going on. And he said, like, this is awesome. He really wanted to do this stuff. And he pushed for it. And his idea was to do the Brave Little Toaster. And he had some buddies with him in animation that he really wanted to do it. And when he brought it up, he was really enthusiastic about it. And the Disney people did not like it. They did not like it, and they fired him. They fired John Lasseter, which is nuts. So John Lasseter, he's gone from Disney, and he was telling his buddies, other people in the field, is like, yeah, he's out. And like he didn't tell him he was fired, but he's like, just not really doing anything at Disney right now. But I guess some people got the hint that he's not working there, because apparently in movies you're laid off for a while and then you're picked back up later on when companies are between movies. And so other companies assume that about John Lasseter. He's like, he's just between movies at Disney right now. Eventually it comes out that he was fired, and Lucasfilms picks him up. Lucasfilms picks up John Lasseter, and he's got buddies over there. And what happens? He really wanted to make the Brave Little Toaster into a 3D movie. It never happens. Eventually becomes that 2D movie that we've all seen with that really creepy clown scene. Oh my god. But he never got to make that movie. But of course, in 1980 something. I can't remember what it is. Well, he's just part of Lucasfilms, and he's in their animation department. And what happens is George Lucas has his divorce, which cost him a lot of money, so he had to sell off actually the Pixar part of it. Like, they were Pixar, not Pixar yet, kind of. And they made Toy Story, which was the huge hit, but then they got sold off. This is the part where I'm backwards on if they got sold before Toy Story or after Toy Story. But they were a big hit eventually with Toy Story, and they're Pixar. And after George Lucas had to sell them off, Steve Jobs bought them. And then they become the Pixar that we know they are. And John Lasseter, of course, is a big part of Pixar with Toy Story and then making all these other movies. And then, of course, eventually, well, we know what Pixar is. Pixar eventually gets picked up by Disney in 2006. And John Lasseter becomes essentially the head of all animation for Pixar and Disney. And this was coming from, let's see here, so 2006. He worked for them in 1980. So think about it, that's about 26 years? Yeah, 26 years? John Lasseter kept at it, and now he's he's the freaking head of all the animation. He also designed some of the rides, apparently, and attractions, which is pretty cool, but he's the guy. He's the guy that is just head of animation for Disney and Pixar. That is a man who kept at it for 20-something years. That is pretty damn cool, and that is something that we can all take in that when we're trying to work towards something is sometimes it just takes a lot of time to get there and to climb up and do all these things. And that's just crazy. Like, he kept at it, he kept going, he kept pushing. He wanted to make the Brave Little Toaster. That didn't happen, but he made Toy Story. And he made so many things. He is actually director of Cars 2. He's the director of A Bug's Life. I think he directed Toy Story 2. And then he hasn't directed anything since Cars 2. But holy crap, John Lasseter has been at it for a very long time, and good for him. Just want to tell that story for just, you got to keep at it. Just keep going, and try to just shoot for it, and maybe you'll get there. So, one of those inspirational stories to take to heart, for me for sure, to just, when we're working on the channel and everything, going through ups and downs to just get there. Sometimes it takes years. A lot of years. A lot of years. Oh, crap. But good for John Lasseter. Good for him. Okay, so one last thing to talk about, and that's got to do with Thanksgiving, and I just want to lead into it, talking about my grandfather. And here's the weird segue, the weird way to lead into the segue, and that is, you know how weird it is that we have Nazis in America now? We have Nazis in America. It's really weird, because some of us have grandfathers or great-grandfathers who fought in World War II, who fought the Nazis, my grandfather included. And so it's so weird that a country that fought the Nazis has Nazis in it now. And part of it is maybe it's a proof of just what America is, because we are this melting pot. So it's really weird in that we're this melting pot, and yet we have people who want purity? It's very odd, because we have everyone in here. We take in everything. It's very curious, because we've always had everything. Of course, you had just British with the Puritans and everything, but you had the Native Americans who were already here, and then you had other settlers, like up in Canada, and then down below, and then of course you have the Mexicans, when we got over that far, and then over a couple decades, you got the Chinese as well, because they were doing the railroads, and then of course you had the French, and then you of course have the Germans came in at some point, the Irish came in at some point. The weird thing about the Irish is that they were treated as less than everyone else. They were treated as less than white, but above black, because, you know, they had the slaves and everything. There were jokes that the Irish and the blacks were even, but Irish are still, you know, not black. So they're above that in like 18-something. And something that doesn't get brought up about the Civil War is that, of course, you saw Gangs of New York that had some bit of this, where there were riots by the Irish who didn't want to be drafted into the war because they were here for a new opportunity and everything, and now they're being drafted into this war over slavery, and they didn't want anything to do with that, so there was riots over that. But we've always had so many mixings of different races and people since our beginning. That's how it's always been. You're not going to tell me that just the British came and none of them mixed with the Native Americans. No, that there was mixing going on there, of course. Like, we've always been mixing. America's always been a mix of so many things. Like me, I am a mix of Mexican and Filipino. My grandfather fought in World War II, survived the Bataan Death March. He fought in Korea. He fought in Vietnam. He comes over. All of his kids are born on a military base in the Philippines, so they're all Americans. They come over here. When he retires, he becomes a post office guy. a lot of ex-military become the post office people. And of course, my mother, Mexican people from Mexico City, they come up to the U.S. from Mexico. They come up here legally. They're legal citizens. And then, of course, my parents meet and then they make me. But we can go further back. Mexicans, of course, are a mix of Native Americans and Spaniards. You know, Spaniards are so many things from Europe. And then, of course, you've got the Filipino side, which is a lot Polynesian. I've got some Hawaiian blood going on. I've got some Chinese blood in there. I've got some Vietnamese blood in there. I've got so many different bloods going on over there. And then I got Spaniard blood over there too, because the Spaniards were, of course, in Mexico and in the Philippines. So I got blood from there. There's some Portuguese going on as well. And I've got so many different bloodlines going through my veins going on up in here. I'm a mix of so many things. And we've always been a mix of so many things. Even if you just go for like the white kind of thing, you've got like a mix of Irish and Scottish and British and French and German and all these different things. There's so many mixes of so many different things in so many different groups and colors and everything. There's no purity. There's none of that crap. I don't understand the rhetoric of purity because it doesn't exist. Like, we've always been a mix of so many things. Everyone's a mix of so many things. Your color should not define who you are. It's one of your characteristics, but not defining who you are. That's really what it is. Your culture is one of your characteristics, but should not define who you are. You define who you are. You're a mix of so many things. That's not everything that should be about you. That's how I feel about it, because it's silly to base everything based on a color, base everything off of where someone's from. It's the combination of what someone is that you should base things off of, not just one thing, not just one or two things, but a number of things, is how I feel. I bring up my grandfather not only because of that, but also because he was a big thing when it came to Thanksgiving. So my grandfather, if you were a neighbor and you came visiting for whatever reason back when neighbors talked, he'd offer you a steak. He always had a bunch of steaks in his freezer. He's like, hey, you want a steak? You want to stay for dinner? He was that kind of guy. My grandfather he loved to eat meat. He enjoyed his meat. He drank a bottle of whiskey a day. He smoked a pack of cigarettes a day. And that was him. And eventually he died of cancer, but not of lung cancer. Not from the smoking, but what they said was back when he was in, I forget if it's Vietnam or Korea, when they used Agent Orange, there was scarring on his lungs from back then, and that left him susceptible to a lot of other things. So, just that scarring over the years, being affected by the smoke and everything, eventually just led to his death. And so it was like, just, oof, damn. But he was a very nice guy, a very friendly, very charitable guy. He gave everyone a lot of things. And so when Thanksgiving happens, and because they had 5 kids, and those kids had a lot of kids, Thanksgiving when I was young was every kind of meat. We had pork, we had beef, we had you had chicken, you also had the turkey, there was fish, there were so many different meats you could have. Also on skewers because Filipino. There was lumpia, there was pancit, there was so many different kinds of dishes, and then of course you had your gravies with your mashed potatoes, scallop potatoes, green beans, so many things, stuffing, cranberries, sweet potatoes, so much food going on there, because it's like a house of like 30 plus people in their house, and so Thanksgivings were huge for my family. And of course, time goes on, grandfather dies, my grandmother died a year after him, unfortunately, and so Thanksgiving got smaller because that was the big linchpin, was them. But Thanksgivings got smaller after that, and we're only at like maybe 10 to 20 people now. And they're still big meals. And this leads to a question. That is, for me, this year we had turkey and ham, sweet rolls, mix of vegetables. We had green bean casserole, scallop potatoes, one type of gravy. Did I mention mashed potatoes? We had mashed potatoes. We had stuffing. We had cranberry. We had lo mein. We had 2 different kinds of lumpia. We had pancit. We had scallop potatoes. If I didn't mention those. We had so many things. And sweet potatoes. We had sweet potatoes. And then dessert was pumpkin pie, cheesecake pumpkin pie, passion fruit mousse made from my cousin's Brazilian girlfriend. She also made Brazilian flan, which is amazing. Ice cream, vanilla ice cream, French vanilla ice cream, and apple pie. And so that's everything we had. So I'm curious what you guys and gals had at your Thanksgiving. I'm very curious. That's the question there. And yeah, that's everything. So my graph has some influence of what I want to be. I'd love to be a more charitable person, so I need to become more successful so I can do that. Because right now all I do is just live at home. I gotta work on that. I gotta get a job. I gotta become bigger at this, become bigger at work, become bigger at everything, so I can be the charitable person I want to be. Um, so ending this whole thing out, thank you, of course, to everyone for being viewers. Thank you for watching what you watch, commenting when you comment, being patrons. Thank you to our patrons for supporting us for all these years. Thank you for just watching. Thank you for being there. Thank you for whatever. Just by being there, that's huge. That's bigger than some people think. Just by being there, you are very helpful to the channel. So thank you for whatever you watch, whenever you watch, and comments. If you spread the word, thank you for spreading the word. And of course, thank you to Jinx for all of her hard work. Like, Jinx does so much freaking work for the channel. We all know that. Like, she just does so much. So thank you to her for all that. Of course, thank you to Kirby. Thank you to Nintendo for making such amazing games. Thank you to Indie Devs for making so many amazing games. Thank you to just a lot of people out there. So many people are amazing, so thank you for existing. Thank you very much. And, that's it. That is the vlog. I had fun talking about it, from watching and listening. That's what's all about, isn't it? Having feelings come by. And see you next time. And don't forget, I do love you. I love you. I love you like, oh, I can't think of a joke right now. So see you later. Bye.